Hey, what's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Are you a beginner mountain bike rider? Do you find yourself struggling with confidence out there on the trails? Well, today we're going to be discussing 5 tips on how to make you a better mountain biker. These tips are really easy. Once you start to understand them, I can assure you that you will become a better mountain bike rider. Most of us are excited to get out there and ride. We neglect to look over our bike before we go on a ride. So these are some things you want to be a little bit mindful of before you get out there on the trails. You want to do an overlook on your bike, checking each bolt to make sure they're snug or tight. You don't want to go over every single bolt and over tighten them. This is basically just a check over to see if all the bolts are tight. Also, you want to pay attention to your air pressure in your tires. I know there's been a lot of times I've gone out on a bike ride and I haven't checked my tire pressure. This can be, detrimental to the ride or the time that you have, because air pressure is very important when it comes to traction on the mountain bike. Check the tightness on all the fasteners. Be sure not to over tighten them while you are doing this. We won't go into extreme detail on this, but pressure will vary depending on your setup, terrain, and your personal preference. I typically run a higher pressure in the rear tire than on the front tire. Rear tire pressure, I run about 26 to 30 psi, and on the front tire I run about 23 to 27 psi. Looking ahead while we ride. That is a very important factor once we're out there on the trails on a mountain bike. The reason why we do this is because we're constantly looking in front of us to find out which line to take. It could be a safe line, avoiding, a big rock, a big root, or anything, maybe even a drop off on one side. But we constantly want to be looking ahead of us to determine what our reaction will be, because we don't want to be caught off guard last minute, then have a very late reaction. That can actually get you into a lot of trouble and you could possibly get injured out there. So I can't stress this enough. Look as far ahead down the trail that you can, and I can assure you that tip will help you become a better mountain bike rider. When it comes to braking, most of us new beginners will see danger on the trail ahead, and we'll want to grab a handful of brakes. And what happens from that is both of your wheels are going to possibly lock up, and you're going to lose traction and possibly wreck. So the easiest way to understanding proper technique for braking is to use one finger on each lever. This is going to give you a lot more precise control over the brakes, rather than, if you're going to use 2 fingers, maybe 3 fingers, you're going to grab a hold of those brakes and not be able to control them. You're going to lock that wheel up and you're going to lose traction on the mountain bike. So try very hard once you're a beginner mountain biker to use just your pointer fingers over the brakes. And it's good to basically ride with your pointer fingers hovering over your brakes, so this way they are there and ready for when you need them. It's very difficult to get used to, but I can assure you one finger braking is going to give you ultimate modulation over the brakes rather than using 2 or 3 fingers, because like I said, once you grab a hold of a newer brake on a modern mountain bike, those wheels are going to lock up and you could possibly wreck. What up, gear crunchers? Shifting is a very important aspect of mountain biking. Learning to smoothly change between gears is critical to the life of your shifting components. Knowing your physical strength and your gearing range is important, along with applying the looking ahead technique. This method will help you master gear selection. Try to compensate your shifts ahead of time to complete smooth shifting. In the early stages of our mountain bike journey, we tend to feel most comfortable on the bicycle while in the seated position. There is nothing wrong with staying seated on the bicycle, but this will limit your bike maneuverability.
By keeping a slight bend in your knees and elbows, this will give you the ability to absorb and maneuver trail obstacles with ease. Let's use a combination of these several tips by adding in the looking ahead technique, one finger braking, and standing in the attack position. Now you can practice these to get ultimate balance with track stands.
The best part about learning these essential skills is you don't have to take them to the trail system to learn them. You can always go in your backyard, you could go in your driveway, or you could take them to a local parking lot. Can't stress this enough. The more you ride, the better you'll get. So guys, get out there and ride your bikes. Practice these couple essential skills anytime you can. And I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks again, guys.